Evening, guys. Just going to try and cast some parts. It's the first time I've ever tried this. So a lot of us have seen this kit, a lot of us have this kit. Of course, we all know it's AMT round 2. You know, accuracy is just a word to these guys. So, you know, we all know this Christine is actually just a reboxing of their old Belvedere kit. One of the things, of course, the engine is completely wrong if you've seen the movie. So I think the car in the movie, I think it's a 350 Golden Commando or something, I'm not sure. But the engine does not look like this. So I went ahead and I bought this kit because this has the air cleaners in this kit are closer to what's in the actual Christine kit. Just give me 1 second there, guys. I should have had this out, but just bear with me here. Sorry about that, guys. So that Chrysler 300, these are the air cleaners that it comes with. So at first I was thinking about maybe using the engine out of this kit. But when I got the kit and opened the box and saw how nice a kit it actually is, I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cast these air cleaners. I'm not going to bother with the air filter itself. I don't think there's any need. But I'm going to try and do these 2 pieces here and just see how they turn out. And if they work, there are also some other parts, engine parts in this kit that I also want to try and cast. This kit has really nice heads on the engine. They open, they show the valve gear inside, the rockers and stuff. So that's why I didn't want to park this kit out. This looks to be a really nice kit. I think Benny over at Fubar Model Yard has built this. So if you go and check out his videos, he can probably, I can't remember if he said how well it went together or not, but I believe he did say that it's a really good kit. It's been a while now, I can't remember. So it is. So these are the pieces here that I'm going to try and cast. So I bought this fast cast resin. Sets in 10 minutes. I think you can take it out of the mold in 10 minutes, but I don't believe it's 100% set in 10 minutes. I think it still needs time to dry or whatnot. But this can be sanded, drilled, painted, just like styrene. Or from what the box says anyways. I've never used it before myself. This is also, they say it's a 1-to-1 mix, but they don't say if it's 1-to-1 by volume or 1-to-1 by weight. So I have to check on YouTube first before I actually start using it. And the molding, or the mold, I was going to buy some, just going to do a 1-piece, I think they call it a open mold or open back mold or something. Basically you just make the impression, fill the impression in with no detail on the back of it. It's just an open back, open mold, which is what I'm going to do. I was going to buy some air dry clay, but first I had this old dollar store clay here. I can't remember what I used this for now, but I'm going to give it a try with this first and just see what happens. So yeah, so I'll be right back when I get this the impressions put in this clay, and we'll see how it looks. Okay guys, so all I've done is put some clay inside of I think when you're molding they call them dams or something, whatever. Anyways, this is This is just the outer case that goes around the Teflon tape. Just something I had on hand here. And I just put it on a business card. So I have the part here. I'm just going to try and level the clay out a little bit more. And I have the part here, cut off the tree. So I only need to use one because left and right, they're the same. So, and you can see there's a hole there. I'm going to see if maybe I don't need to plug that hole, I'm hoping. But we'll see. So yeah, just give me a second and I'll put this down into the clay, get the impressions, and just see what they look like. Okay guys, so I've made the impressions here. Not 100% by no means, but I think I'll pour them and just give it a try and just see how it turns out. So yeah, I think it would be a couple of things just by doing these. Probably would be best to plug that hole with something, but it would also be good to attach something to the back temporarily, so that when you push it into the clay to make your impression, you can pull it straight out. Because of course, if you try and pry it out to the edge, you know, it's going to roll a bit, and even just rolling a little bit distorts the outer edges of the mold. So yeah, I'll get to mixing up a little bit of that resin, and we'll see how this turns out. Okay guys, so I had a hell of a time trying to find some of these little cups with the measurements on them. Anyways, I was finally able to get some. But one thing I noticed, so this resin is supposed to be 1-to-1 mix. Checked it's 1-to-1 volume, not mass. But if you look here, I marked off 5 milliliters and I marked off 10 milliliters. But you can see the distance from the bottom to the 5 and from the 5 to the 10 is the same, even though the cup, you know, the cup gets bigger as it goes up. So it's not truly 1-to-1. So what I'm going to do is I'll put 5 milliliters of one, dump it into another cup, 5 milliliters of another, dump it into the same cup, and then mix it, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's only a test, my first time doing it, so we'll see how it goes. So, like I said, this fast cast stuff comes in a part A and a part B. And a part B here. Now I looked at some instructions on the internet, on YouTube actually, for using this. And the video that I watched, for some reason, the lady doing it said that you had to pour it from one cup, mix it, then pour it into another cup, and continue to mix it. I had no idea what the reasoning is behind that. But anyway, she said that it wouldn't work otherwise. So that looks to be okay. Just let me make sure that this is clean. And I guess we just go ahead and pour it in. So you can see I didn't even use half of what I mixed. So just be careful. Don't want to be wasting it, because it is, stuff is a bit on the expensive side. And I overflowed some of the molds, but that's okay. This just means a little bit more cleanup. If these work, which who knows, they may not even work yet. Okay guys, so the package of course said you could take it out of the mold after 10 minutes. That would have been using like a silicone mold. I left it in there for longer than that. For some reason it's set up much quicker. The leftover stuff in the cup set up much quicker than what this did. I don't know if that has something to do with the putty or what. But anyways, we'll go ahead now and try and take these out. See how they came out. Came out really good actually. The edges are rough. That's because the putty is, I think the air dry putty, I'm going to try that next, but I think the air dry putty would be much better for making the actual mold than what this is. So this is one of the ones that I overfilled. So I just cut off a little bit of that excess. A little bit of putty needs to be cleaned off, but pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with these. So this one here had something, I think I spilled a little drop of the resin down inside. So because it didn't mix properly, I don't know if you can see that sheen on there. But this one here didn't set up properly. I don't know if it'll dry out a bit later, I'll leave it. But this one here as well turned out good. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. As you can see, because it's soft, you basically destroy the mold when you're taking the stuff out. No big deal. Like I said, I am going to try some air dry clay, and I probably will buy some silicone at some point just to try and make a proper mold. So these are the other parts that I want to mold. To me, detail wise, this is actually one of the better AMT kits I've ever seen actually. If you can see how well detailed. The thing I like about these heads, this is an excellent engine for dioramas and stuff, because you can see there's detail underneath the valve cover. As well, on the other side, you can see the Hemi heads there, the hemispherical in the head there, so it's pretty nice. So yeah, as I said, this kit is way too nice to just be used for parts and stuff. I mean, even look at the linkage on those carburetors. Nice and fine, no flash or anything. So I think I'll use, these are going to be much difficult to do, I think. If there are any like undercuts and stuff, you're not going to be able to get this out of the mold. So I'm going to try and get a bit better on the simpler parts first before I try something like this. And this will probably end up being done with silicone or something like that. So basically what will happen is, for me anyways, basically what will happen is I'll mold this part, but this back part will just be flat. It'll just be like, again, an open one. And if I wanted to have this, basically this would be flat. So it'll be one or the other for me, but yeah, very, very nice kit. And like I said, much too nice to part out. So I decided to try and do a little bit of molding. And like I said, I am pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how it came out, I must say. So what I'll probably do is shoot a little bit of primer on these and probably be able to see it a bit better. So I'll just be right back. Okay guys, so I used a little bit of dark primer, so I can probably see a little better. So like I said, not too bad for my first try. I think they would be usable. Particularly I think this one and this one here are the two best ones. So yeah, I mean in a crunch I would use those, but like I said, I'm going to try and try another couple of ways to make the mold. So anyways guys, that's the first try. When I do my second try, I'll certainly share that video as well. So as always, thanks for watching and hope you stay tuned.